Psalm 120, verses 1 and 2, prayer for the deliverance from slander and deceit, a song of degrees, literally of ascents. This is the first of 15 Psalms, Psalms 120 through 134, designated by the name a song of degrees, literally of ascents. 4 of these Psalms are ascribed to David, 1 of them to Solomon, and the rest by unknown authors. Most probably the title refers to the ascents as the pilgrims were ascending, going up to Jerusalem in 3 of the annual journeys, although it is impossible to determine with any degree of certainty what is the true meaning of the title or why it was given to these psalms. Each of the passages or verses builds on the theme in thought and form. It is also possible that there was something special in the scale of music to which these psalms were sung, though for now it is lost to us. One final thought about the title for this group of 15 psalms is that since the Spirit of God is the real composer, and they are directed and preserved by Him for the use and edification of His church in both the here and now and the unending time in our future. Keep in mind that the writer, all the while acknowledging God's mercy, he is still praying for relief from a slanderous foe. The plea originates from a particular sufferer who calls earnestly upon the Lord for deliverance. Ballads and songs have a resounding encouragement to the soul, preserving its stalwart hope against even the most egregious dangers. This is most easily demonstrated among our very own hymns and ballads. I'm thinking of the Battle Hymn of the Republic or the Ballad of Davy Crockett. The author of the psalm represents himself as a good man. During the course of this psalm, he prays expectantly, and our Lord answers his prayer. In the final verse, he says that even though his neighbor clamors for war, he was focused on peace. The divergent views and values of some uncontrolled, evil-natured neighbors perhaps open the door that has led to the slandering tongues and querulous tempers. Me in my distress, I cried unto the Lord, and he heard me. Deliver my soul, O Lord, from the lying lips and from a deceitful tongue. The psalmist professes his own innocence of the slanderous act imposed falsely against him, as he implores his Lord to deliver him from a malicious tongue. Slander is a pernicious evil that can be as simple as expressing it in body language by the rolling of the eyes, a smile, or a shrug. The honesty or integrity of a person can be quickly, inadvertently, or subtly disposed of through body language that impugns the reputation by a distrustful look. The psalmist speaks of slanderous tongues as if they were sharp arrows or tiny sparks able to set a huge forest on fire. This part of humanity's inherited fallen nature is weak and easily influenced by the minions of darkness, manifesting characters such as a critical spirit, a quarrelsome and feisty person that quickly anneals to group thinking of any and all ideology espoused by the mob. It is always disgraceful to follow the example of a wicked person. As every astute person knows, Satan is the most wicked entity in the world, for he is the father of lies. Jesus tells us about this in John 8:43 through 47, when he addresses a group of religious folks. Why do you not understand what I am saying? It is because you cannot hear my word. You are of your father the devil, and you want to do the desires of your father. He was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in the truth, because there is no truth in him. Whenever he speaks a lie, he speaks from his own nature, for he is a liar and the father of lies. But because I speak to you the truth, you do not believe me. Which of you convicts me of sin? If I speak truth, why do you not believe me? He who is of God hears the words of God. For this reason you do not hear them, because you are not of God. When we tell lies, we prove ourselves to be children of Satan, and there is no greater disgrace in this world than to be allied to this demonic entity or his willing minions, thereby proving our relationship and loyalty to the Prince of Darkness, and that we are not only liars, but we are also children of Satan, and remain his willing servants. Satan's work is that of the chief deceiver and the father of lies. So when we engage in lying, we let our hearts become Satan's worship. Nothing unbalances society more than a charismatic person with a spirit of strife and contention, or unsettles it more than some far-reaching teaching of a denunciatory preacher where the effects of sin on the human heart has impacted a nature filled with the love of truth and inclines the deceived towards self-gratifying lies. In America, we have recently witnessed the denigration of a godly man by innuendo, slander, and skillful misdirection. But God will deliver the victory to the victim and will, in the end, render suitable judgment to the minions of Satan. We read about this in Proverbs 12:22. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who deal faithfully are his delight.